Hey guys, Molly here and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be talking about my January TBR. So for this month I am going to be reading 19 books. So my reading goal for 2019, my Goodreads reading goal for 2019 is 100 books. 100 books, 100 books. Yeah, I know. I set that as my goal as last year in January, and then in like February 1st, like whatever, I changed it to 50 books. Never read 50 books before. In 2018 I read a total of 41 books, and my goal was 50 books, so yeah. So you know, so I don't know what goes on through my head when I say, hey, I'm gonna try to read 100 books. Well, I'm gonna try to read 100 books. Most likely that's not gonna be happening, but you never know. If God wants me to read 100 books, I'll read 100 books. If he doesn't, then that's just not my plan for 2019. I don't know. But honestly, I'm gonna try to read 100 books. I've never read 50 books before. I was close to 50 books. I read 41 in 2018, so so I don't know. I don't know what goes on through my head saying, hey Molly, just try to read 100 books, even though you're not going to be close to 100 books. But it's fine. It's whatever, you know. So yeah. So this, you see this? This is what I have to deal with. So very scrunch my face. So yeah, I'm gonna try to read 100 books in 2019. I don't know. I can't even read 50 books. What makes you think I can read 100? This year I'm not gonna change it to 50. I'm gonna just set it to 100 and see where the wind takes me, you know. So yeah, my goal is to read 100 books. So yeah, so I have 19 books in my January TBR because I'm doing 2 ReadAthons in January. I'm doing the New Year's-a-thon and the biannual Bibliothon. The winter edition, obviously. So the New Year's-a-thon is being hosted from January 1st to the 7th. So today, as I'm filming this, but you're gonna see it tomorrow. And yeah, and then biannual Bibliothon is being hosted from January 12th to the 18th. So there's that. Yeah, so, and I start college on Monday. So I'm only taking 2 classes and they're going to both be at night because I don't have a car and my dad's my only way of transportation. My mom, but like she lives in an apartment with my little sister. But she works during the night and she sleeps during the day, so she's not the most reliable transportation. And so my classes start at 7 o'clock at night. So yeah, so I have things to do all day, homework, YouTube, you know, and then I do college at night. So yeah, and yeah, so honestly, let's just get started. So the first readathon is obviously New Year's-a-thon, and so there is going to be 4 reading challenges and then like 2 like New Year's challenges or whatever for your reading and everything. But yeah, so the first challenge is a 5-star prediction, and so I think this book is going to be a 5-star, and this book is one of my 10 books that I want to read in 2019. So that book is Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the second book to the Lumine Files. Yeah, so this is one of the books I want to get to in 2019, and I think this is going to be a 5-star because I heard a lot of great things about the second book. I gave the first one 4 stars, so I liked it, but the beginning was really slow and like confusing at first, so that's why I didn't give. If the beginning wasn't really slow in my opinion and wasn't very confusing, then maybe I would given it 5 stars. But since that was a thing, that the beginning was really slow to me, and yeah, so I knocked it off star because of that. But overall the story was amazing, but just the beginning really was slow for me, so I just couldn't give 5 stars. But I think the second book is going to be 5 stars because, you know, there's already a plot there and everything. So yeah, and everyone says honestly the second one is probably the best one ever out of all 3. So hopefully they're correct, and hopefully I like it, and hopefully this is a 5-star for me. So this is going to be a 5-star prediction for the first challenge. And then challenge number 2 is meant to read in 2018. So I meant to read this in 2018, and that is Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. Yeah, so I meant to read this in 2018, never did. I meant to read it in 2017, never did. I meant to read it in 2016, never did. So yeah, that's my life. Meant to read all these books, just never did. So yeah, so I want to read Breaking Dawn in 2019, I think, as well. Breaking Dawn is not even on my 10 books that I want to read in 2019. That's weird, because I wanted to read it in 2018, and I never did, so why didn't I read it in 2019? Put it like as the books I want to read in 2019. That's weird. I don't know. So I'm out of breath because I thought I heard my dad's thing, the car lock, because my dad is not on his way home, but he said he's getting off early today, so I wanted to film. So yeah, and I like sprinted over to the front door to see if he like came home, because I don't like when people are home when I film, because I'm just that weird person, you know. So, but I'm not alone, at least. So I'm out of breath. So I ran, like sprinted. It's not even that far away. I just looked out the window and then ran back, and yeah. But yeah, so I want to, yeah, so Breaking Dawn was a book I meant to read in 2018. So yeah. So that fits for that challenge. And then the next challenge is like a cool challenge, I think. So it was choose the 12th, 19th, 20th, and 39th books and place in a jar, then choose one to read. So I chose the 12th book, the 19th book, the 20th book, and the 39th book on my TBR shelf. So yeah, and I think this was the 19th book. Yeah, I think this was the 19th book that I chose, because I, you know, and that is Youve by Anna Carey. So this is the first book in the Youve trilogy. I think it's the Youve trilogy, but it's something trilogy, I don't know. But yeah, so this was the 19th book on my shelf. The 12th one was Afterworlds, and then the 20th one was Legend by Marie Lu, and then the 39th was, I don't remember what the 39th was. Oh my gosh. I don't think that's really important. I mean, it's important, but like, I already chose these, so I don't remember what the 39th was, because ever since I chose that, like last week or something, my books have changed, kind of, not really changed, but they've moved. But yeah, so this was the 19th book on my shelf, and so I plan on reading this for this challenge. And then the 4th challenge for this readathon was book that is being made into a movie. So a book that's being made into a movie. I googled this because I wasn't 100% sure the books that I had on my shelf that was being made into a movie, because I want to read the ones that I have on my shelf and not just get like new books, you know, from the library, most likely, because I don't have money to buy books unless it's my parents when I buy them for me. So or sometimes if I have money that my dad gives me, that I buy books. But yeah, so apparently this book is being made in, like, not being made, it's being made into a movie. So basically the rights for this book, for the movie rights, have been taken by someone. I don't know who, I can't remember. But yeah, so I just googled a bunch, like, books that are being made into a movie, like YA books that are being made into a movie, and this one was. So apparently the movie rights were grabbed by someone, and that book is Scythe by Neil Shushman. So this is the first book in the Scythe trilogy. I don't know how many books are actually going to be in this or anything like that, but yeah, so I'm currently reading this as well. I am annotating it right now. I am on page 77. So I'm currently reading this. Hopefully I can finish it this month. Fingers crossed I do. So yeah. And yeah, so apparently Scythe is being made into a movie. Don't know when. Just, you know, I'm just basing it off Google. And yeah, so yeah, so that was the last challenge for the New Year's Athon. And yeah, so before we get to the biannual Bibliothon, I wanted to, because you know, a lot of people, not a lot of people do this, but like Abigail Haley and Chelsea Darling Reads do this, the TBR jar. So this is the TBR mug, you know. So I have books, my TBR books that I want to read in here that are not already on my TBR, because I have a separate mug where I put the books that I'm currently reading and the books that I have already on my TBR in that mug. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be picking 2 books out of this. So yeah, here we go. Just gotta mix it up. Okay. The first one is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Rakes. Looks like I'm reading that this month, so as well. So this is the first book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. So there was originally 3 books, and then a 4th one came out called Nap of Days. That is set in America. But yeah, so this one, like, it's gonna be a really creepy read. I've already watched the movie, but then I read like the first like chapter or so, and this one I got it originally from the library, and then I just didn't want to read it, so I sent it back. So, and then I have it now. So yeah, so I guess I'm gonna be reading this one in January. And the next one, let's mix it up. Okay, of course, I already had a feeling I was going to choose this one. As soon as I wrote it down, this was going to be a thing. And I already know what it is because it's like, I just wrote it and yeah. So the next one is I'd tell you I love you, but then I'd have to kill you. Where it is. Okay, here it is. At least it's a short book, you know? It's I'd tell you I have to love you, but then I'd tell you I love you, but then I'd have to kill you by Allie Carter. I got this from the Dollar Tree for $1, so yeah, so I guess I'm reading this in January. Try to read it in January. Yeah, so these are the 2 books I'm gonna be reading from the TBR jar in January. Yeah, I just got this in December, and I'm already gonna read it, but I got all those other books I need to read as well. Okay, so those are the 2 books I'm gonna be reading in as well from the TBR jar in January. So yeah, so now for the biannual Bibliothon, that is being hosted from January 12th to the 18th. So yeah, let's just get started with that. So the first challenge is read the group book, and the group book is Empress of All Seasons by Emiko Jean. I think I just butchered the first name. I honestly don't know anything about this book. I heard one person talking about this one time. I think it was in a book haul. Yeah, so I think it's Japanese thing. Yeah, it's Japanese. I mean, obviously I don't care if it's Japanese, but yeah, so I don't know anything about this book, honestly. It's like, okay, this is a group book, all right, I'll just get it from the library, because I don't have money to get it from the bookstore, you know, just me. But yeah, so if you want to look what this is about, okay, I'll just read to you what it's about. So, in a palace of illusions, nothing is what it seems. Each generation, a competition is held to find the next empress of Hanokyu? Japanese, I don't know Japanese places or things like, I think it's Japanese. It looks Japanese. As you can see from the sword, usually it's a Japanese thing. I think that's what the girl said. What she was talking about this book, it's a Japanese. It's based in Japan. The rules are simple. Survive the palace's enchanted seasonal rooms. Conquer winter, spring, summer, and fall. Marry the prince. Can't talk. All are eligible to compete. All except yokai, supernatural monsters and spirits whom the human emperor is determined to enslave and destroy. Marie has spent her life training to become empress. Winning should be easy, and it would be if she weren't hiding a dangerous secret. Marie is a yokai with the ability to transform into a terrifying monster. If discovered, her life will be forfeit, as she struggles to keep her true identity hidden. Marie's faith collides with that of Taro, the prince who has no desire to inherit the emperor throne, and Akria, a half-human, half-yogi outcast, torn between duty and love, loyalty and betrayal, vengeance and forgiveness. The choice of Maria, Taro, and Akiri will decide the fate of Hanokyu and this beautiful written edge of your fantasy. Yeah, so that's what that is about. I hope you got the gist of it. I did. I think it's a Japanese story, so yeah. So that's that challenge, and that's for the group book. And then the next challenge is read one of the hosts' 5 stars, and a lot of the hosts' 5 stars I honestly had no interest in reading or never heard of, but this one I did because I'd been wanting to read it for a while, and I got it from the library. So, and that is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I don't remember whose choice this was, honestly. I think this was Dylan from Dylan the Reviewer, or known as Dylan the Reader. Well, he changed his channel name, but I think, yeah, Dylan the Reviewer. I think this was his group book, so, not the group book. I think this was his 5-star read choice. So, yeah, and I've been wanting to read this since it came out, because it sounds amazing, and I honestly can't wait to read it because I've been wanting to. And yeah, so this is going to be that challenge. So read one of the hosts' 5-star reads. And the next challenge is read a book that got you into reading. So this is not the exact book that got me into reading, because I honestly don't remember the book that got me into reading. But I always read as a kid, always went to the library because my mom took me, and she always read to us and all that. I don't have it, so I'm getting it from ebook, because I looked, and it just, when I looked for these books, it just gave me the Overdrive ones. So, or like if it was like physical, it'd be like, oh, 1 through like volumes like 1 through 5 or something. But that is Judy B. Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus. So that is the first one in the Junie B. Jones series. I've read this one before, obviously, and I liked it when I was a kid. So this is one of the books that honestly got me into reading, I guess. Junie B. Jones did. And so this is gonna be this is the book that got me into, one of the books that got me into reading, so I chose this book for this challenge. And yeah, so I'm gonna be reading this on ebook, so yeah, and it's been like quick and easy, so you know. And yeah, so the next challenge is read an adult genre. So this is I think this is new adult, I could be mistaken. Just says romance and like on like Goodreads or something. I don't, just some romance and something else. I can't remember what it is. Yeah, this is obviously romance, but it didn't say young adult or like adult, or well, it said this was chick lit romance, so I just usually goes with those for new adult or like adult. So I think this is new adult, honestly. But that is Love Rosie by Cecilia Ahern. So I think this is a new adult genre, you know. I have that. This one and 50 Shades of Grey, which I don't know if I'm ever gonna read, because 50 Shades of Grey is not really my type. I don't really read smut or anything like that because I'm not really into that. But I have it just in case I need it for a challenge, or I had interest in reading it. My sister read it. But there's like 99.9% chance that I won't be reading it. That 1% I might read it. I don't know, 50 Shades of Grey. I have it. But yeah, so I could have fit that for this challenge as well, 50 Shades of Grey. But I've been wanting to read this because it sounds like a cool concept. I know that several people don't really like it. I don't know why, but it sounds cool. I just have to wait and see if I like it or anything like that. So yeah, so this fits for this challenge as read an adult genre. And challenge number 5 is combine your favorite genre with your least favorite format, or the opposite. So I chose the opposite because I don't really like reading ebooks. I love physical books. Physical books are my favorite format. And ebooks are not, and audiobooks are not. So I could have chose like my favorite genre with my least favorite format, but I wanted to try to fit in my currently reading books that I have with these challenges, obviously. So I chose the opposite. So my favorite format with my least favorite genre, and my least favorite genre is historical fiction, to be honest. Yeah, so this, I think you would classify it as historical fiction. So yeah, and that is Gazelle in the Shadows by Michelle Peach. Historical fiction is honestly my least favorite genre, and physical books are my favorite format. So doing the opposite, basically what they said we could do. So yeah, so I got this for a review, and I'm currently reading it. I'm on page 14, so I need to get this done and read it and get a review up. I got it back in like October, so I told them I would probably get it up in January or February, so hopefully I can finish this in January. And yeah, so this fits for this challenge of doing the opposite of reading your favorite genre and your least favorite format. So doing the opposite, so my least favorite genre with my favorite format. So this fits for this challenge. And the next challenge is read a book with a cover you don't like. So it's not that I don't like this cover. Okay, it's my least favorite cover of what would fit for this challenge that I'm currently reading, as well as my TBR books. And yeah, so I feel like this book could have like had more to it. But all it is, it's Hungry by H.A. Swain. All it has is a fork on it. And I know it's about there's no food or anything like that. And like, but I feel like there could have been like food on the cover with the fork, where like people like they're like, it's the futuristic world and there's like no food or something. I don't know. it could have like had more detail to it, to be honest, than besides just a blue cover with a fork. So I guess this is my least favorite cover, and I don't really like this cover. I like it, but it's whatever to me. It wouldn't be my first choice for this book, honestly. So yeah, so this is my least favorite cover, and so I chose this for this challenge. And then the next challenge is read a book by an author you've never read before. So I chose Hungry by H.J. Swain. So I've never read a book by H.J. Swain before. So how many? This book for this challenge, and I'm currently reading this book. Obviously, I'm on page 150, I think. So I've never read a book by H.J. Swain before. So this book fits for this challenge, so I'm doubling up on the last two challenges. They said you only could double up on one challenge. So it'd be like with one book, so like 2 challenges with one book. I think they only said you could do that for like 1 or something like that. I don't know. So yes, this book fits for that challenge as well. And so that's it for By Amala Bibliothon. So that's the last ReadAthon. Obviously, I'm only doing 2 this month. So the next book I have is The Last Star by Rick Yancey. This is the 3rd book in the 5th Wave trilogy, and this is for the 5th Wave read-along. This is this is for the 5th Wave read-along. This is the last book in the 5th Wave read-along, obviously, since this is the 3rd book. So I'm gonna try to read this in January, and yeah, so wish me luck for this book, obviously. Still reading Infinite Sea. That's the last book I'm gonna be talking about, obviously. Not obviously, but like, yeah, so yeah, I still need to finish the Infinite Sea, and then I can get to The Last Star. So yeah. And the next book that I am currently reading and that I want to finish in January, and that is The Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. So this is the 2nd book to the Infernal Devices trilogy. I was reading this for Emma's read-along, from the Emma read-along Shadowhunter read-along. So Emma Books' Shadowhunter read-along that took place last year. So for anticipation for Queen of Air and Darkness, so I was reading this, and then I just never picked it up again because I just have not been in the mood to read this or anything like that. So, but right now I am on page 62, so I'm not in a mood to read Cassandra Clare's books right now. So maybe one day I'll finish this. Who knows? 2020, 2021 might finish this. I don't know. Whenever I'm in the mood to read it, I will surely pick this up. So yeah, so I want to read this and finish it in January, not July. It's not July yet, Molly. Calm down. And the next one I'm currently reading as well is Airfire by Sarah J. Maas. I am on page 13, chapter 2. I originally was reading this for Cramathon, and then I never finished it. And this was one of the top 10 books I wanted to read in 2018. Never did, but you know, it's fine. It's whatever. So yeah, so I want to finish this in January as well. And this is the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series. So yeah. And the next book I'm currently reading is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, the 2nd book to the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So I am on page 33 right now. So hopefully I can finish this in January, and that would be amazing, and finally finish this and finally get to it. So yeah. And the next book I want to finish in January is Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. This is the 3rd book in the Shatter Me series. So right now I'm only on page 7. Have not read any of this ever since I picked it up. I think in like November. November I picked this up. So I just never continue reading it. So yeah, so hopefully I can finish this in January. And the next book I want to complete in January is Girl Online on Tour by Zoe Sugg. So I am only on page 4 on this book. I read 1 page like last month. So yeah. So this is the second book to the Girl Online trilogy. So I really want to finish this in January. And the last and final book that I want to read in January, we'll finish it. This is for the 5th wave read along, and that is The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. So I am only on page 25. I sadly didn't finish it yesterday. I sadly didn't finish it in 2018 in December like I wanted to. So yeah. Yeah, so I just, you know, got to read this for the 5th wave read along. The 5th wave read along. Can't talk today, just my life in general, you know. So yeah, so I'm annotating this as well. Only have 1 annotation so far. So yeah, so wish me luck for all of these books. Honestly, there's 19 books total. So yeah, so I'm definitely not gonna have this as a thumbnail. I probably won't be in the thumbnail, as you see. Maybe I might just have to do this again, honestly. Might have to be like so yeah. So I'm going to get to the thumbnail after I end this video. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give us a big old thumbs up. And also subscribe down below to see more of me. And if you enjoy my content. And also hit that little bell button right next to the subscribe button to be notified whenever I do post a new video. And also you can follow all my social medias. They will be linked down below in the description box if you want to follow me on any of those. I have Twitter, Instagram, Bookstagram, and Goodreads if you want to follow me on any of those. That would be amazing. And also comment down below all the books you plan to read in January. I love to know as well. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!